All right.
All right.
I'm here with Derek Jenkins, who is the head of design and head of brand for Lucid Motors. Derek, today you've unveiled the production intent version of Gravity.
That's
We actually first saw a couple of images of it a couple of years ago. It's changed a little bit since then.
Yeah. We've evolved the design. I mean, we had put out an early concept for the vehicle, but kind of through the development and really working out the aerodynamics, the packaging of the car, working towards production, it's made a lot of progress. We're at a 0.24, actually sub 0.24 drag coefficient for this vehicle, which allows over a 440 mile range together with our amazing drivetrain technology. It's a very, very efficient vehicle.
So why don't we go around and look at some of the highlights of what is unique about this design?
Yeah, well, it just so happens the frunk is open here. We've got this great feature we call frunk seat. So you can sit inside the front. Imagine you pull up to the beach, sunset, glass of wine in your cup holder, and you can just kind of hang out, enjoy the sunset along Pacific Coast Highway, which is kind of the inspiration for this. But this can also be removed, so this just comes out, or you just flap that around, and then the trunk can just be closed down.
And you got enough room in there for at least a couple of carry-on bags, some duffels, some assorted other stuff.
Along here, just your laundry, groceries go in there. We've kept a lot of the DNA from the Lucid Air, really slim headlights. We have our light blade across the top, very subtle aero management. That's the air intake that helps keep the vehicle cooled. What's nice is a very sleek cabin and a very long cabin, so it looks very sporty and dynamic, and it's very spacious inside. So we have 3 rows of seats, 7 passengers, and all 3 rows are very spacious, plenty of legroom, plenty of headroom. So seven adults can fit in the car, no problem. And you still have plenty of cargo in the front and in the rear.
Yeah. So let's take a look around the back first, and then take a look at the inside.
So you have a very long and tapered cabin. It's very dynamic. This is always finished in a beautiful anodized aluminum and makes it very sophisticated and
it also carries through that DNA, the visual DNA from the Air.
It's integrated nicely. The Gravity logo, and as we come around the rear, what's interesting is even though the vehicle's quite swept and low, we have a really large opening and low loading height. And the cargo, this is with all rows folded down. The 3rd row folds under the floor, the 2nd row folds flat to the floor, and that gives over 7 feet of cargo space from the end all the way to the end of the back seat. This surfboard's over 7 feet, so you can see how much cargo is actually capable. And then, of course, you can get a mountain bike in the back of there as well. And there's all sorts of configurability. We could put half the seats up, put more surfboards in the car, so there's a lot of utility. And then the back of the car.
And if you have the 3rd row up, you've got a deep well back here for
correct.
cargo.
You have additional storage for carry-ons or cargo.
So if you're actually taking a road trip with the whole family, you can take all your stuff that you need.
Everybody can sit in the seats, and we still have generous cargo back here and up front.
Okay.
Yes. Back of the car is very unique and almost a little bit tied into the Air. So we have that very clean aesthetic that we have with Lucid Air along the back. This really nice thin light blade, which is one of my favorite details along the back of the car, very sophisticated. And of course our very sleek and elegant tail spoiler, which helps us achieve that incredible coefficient of drag.
Yeah. Great. Let's take a look at the inside.
Yes, let's do that. Double check if this car is unblocked. So you can see here we have our Yosemite interior, very elegant. We've got our sustainable woven fabrics throughout the door. Those tie in around the cabin up front and the back of the seats. This is our Yosemite colorway. This is a fully synthetic interior, non-leather. We have our clear view cockpit, so our 34-inch OLED display positioned high inside the interior, and then we've created a more square circle-like center steering wheel that allows full visibility of the screen uninterrupted, as well as full visibility to the road. Our center display, and then our glass center console, which is a really nice detail on the interior.
So that the new display, the clear view display, now it's closer to your line of sight when you're driving.
That's correct.
So even though you don't have a heads-up display, it's right there. You can see it in your peripheral vision all the time.
Yeah, it really optimizes your view, because one of the things we're always trying to do is cut down on what's called latency between viewing the road ahead and what the information on the screen, because the quicker you can go back and forth between those actions with your vision, the safer you're going to be with reaction times and things like that. But we are going to offer a HUD display as well. So within the HUD, we'll have markers for your lanes, indicators for the vehicle in front of you, especially in poor weather, as well as things like speed and turn-by-turn navigation. So you're going to have the best of everything to really stay alert and drive optimally with all information you have coming at you.
And one of the things is particularly nice about Lucid interiors is you've got a lot of touch surfaces, but it's not exclusively touch.
That's right.
You've still got a blend of physical controls.
Yeah, we work really hard on tactile analog experiences. You see here our new touch tablets. This works similar to certain television remotes. We still have analog for temperature, fan, volume, and even selectable programmable options as well, so people can personalize their favorite feature.
Okay, and of course, because this is an SUV, you can put stuff up on the roof as well.
Yeah, we've developed these great aero roof bar that allows very sleek conditions, good for aerodynamics, and then we'll have a whole series of accessories from our partners at Yakima for boards and bikes and cargo.
Okay, and then what was your target audience in designing this car?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's like when I really look at the SUV segment, I think, if we focus on the attributes that are most important to people, that's our best chance to make an appealing product. I hear time and time again, people want the space for passengers, space for cargo, and they want flexibility with that space. So that's number one. Second, as an electric vehicle, it has to have great range. We achieve range through efficiency, and that way we don't need a gigantic battery to get over 440 miles range. That's a big deal. Performance, that's performance and handling and maneuverability on road, and good off-road capability as well. And of course, luxury. There has to be a sophisticated feel and attention to detail throughout the interior, throughout the entire look of the vehicle. So when we talk about our customer, I think even a family that wants a luxury SUV wants those things, or a business person that has clients and wants those attributes as well. So we're seeing a mix of customers as our target for Gravity.
I remember 7 years ago when we first met here at this LA Auto Show, before you had revealed the Air publicly, sitting down with you and Peter and talking about the Air, and then finally getting to see it. One of the, besides the energy efficiency, one of the great things that you're focused on was the packaging efficiency.
That's right, yeah.
And getting so much useful space, without necessarily having an enormous vehicle, and you did that with the Air, and it looks like you've done that again with this car.
Thank you. I'm great to hear you say that, because it's something that we're almost obsessed with it. The space packaging, the efficiency, the performance, all of these things play a huge role on how we conceive and execute these products.
All right. Thank you very much, Derek.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks for your time.